Hi Aries, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general reading for the last week of December. So we're going to be doing money and then relationship. For the money, I'm saying money because not everybody's working, so we're just going to talk about, could be career, could be some sort of insurance settlement having to do with investment, inheritance, the stock market, money coming from a divorce, buying or selling a home, getting a mortgage, anything like that. All right, so we're going to take a look at that. And then we're going to look at relationship. I'm going to be pulling, I'm going to first just do a general spread for all Aries. And I'm going to break it into doing a Celtic cross spread for you. And then a separate one for an energy that you're dealing with. So I will timestamp below for when the relationship section starts, because we're going to get right into career right now. I'm not going to be over talking the astrology, because I'm going to be doing a separate video on the full moon in Cancer, which is coming up on the 29th into the 30th, depending on where you live. But Aries, you should know you have this full moon culminating something in your fourth house of home. And it is in a beautiful sextile with Uranus in the second house, some sort of really good gift having to do with money, something that you value. Second house is a lot of things, but it is one of the money houses, right? Just to keep it short. I'll speak more extensively to all of that when I do the video, but I just thought it was worth noting as we get into the money section of the read. Something surprising coming in that's going to end up impacting your fourth house. So really great energy if you guys are looking to buy a home, sell a home, something to do with that. Really good energy there. Okay, so let me pull the cards first, and then we're going to get into connecting the dots with everything, so to speak, because a lot of times the tarot can actually end up changing the direction of the reading. So I'm using two different Lenormand decks, and then we're going to use tarot to clarify. Okay, very nice. Okay, see, going well, so it's going to be, I think it's going to be okay. So clarifying, we got the Tower here is way more positive in Lenormand than in the Tower in Lenormand is different than the Tower in Tarot. Tower in Lenormand is about getting support from like an institution or a larger body, a bank. Could be the institution of marriage as well, because we're talking about money. Could have to do with your partner's money. Let's pull two for each, and then we'll get right into it. Okay. Yeah, I think something to do with marriage for a lot of you guys, I am seeing. So, let's see. Because we have the, this is like institution. Again, this could be a bank giving you money money for that business, money to purchase that home, you know, get that mortgage. This could be a larger body of people giving you some sort of like insurance payout, any sort of like a settlement of some sort. Some sort of tax settlement. This could be the government could even be this, right? I mean, if you guys get new state, the little $600 stimulus check, I know a lot of you guys are getting. So, you know, we'll say, I call it little. It's cute. It's cute. It needs to be bigger, though, I think, for a lot of people right now, at least in the States. But it does represent an institution, and we do consider marriage an institution, and we did get heart. So I feel like there's some sort of situation going on here regarding finances having to do with your partner or your marriage, or something about the foundation of your life at home. When we have the Eight of Coins energy, it's kind of like taken from Peter to pay Paul kind of energy. You know, it is trying to focus on mastering your craft. Focus on really liking what you do, but not arriving yet. So it's working really hard. It's focusing your energies, but you might not have all that extra money left over that you would, I guess we would all like to have, but like literally you have just enough. But it's because you're growing yourself. You know, that's what's happening here. You know, the Seven of Coins is about putting in that patience, that hard work, being that apprentice energy, right? And now it's like, okay, I'm working on it. I'm figuring out how to make this work. And we get the Faith card, which is equivalent to the Hierophant, right? So this is about tradition, convention, expectations, and conforming to what's necessary to do. And it also has to do with, the Faith card has to do with marriage as well. So first of all, some of you may work in either the let's say the religious community, or where you, although I don't get a lot of like very religious people on my channel, but it would be more like spirituality is what I wanted to say. Spirituality is more about that, but it also has to do with marriage. So we have sort of two energies that could incite the idea of marriage, and trying to work at something for the sake of almost like a family, right? Really wanting to establish something for a lot of you. So I feel like there's a concern about money regarding your marriage, your family, or whatever. Like, do you have enough money? And really trying to figure that out right now. So we have this working with the Book of Knowledge. So there's something that you have to look at more closely when it comes to your work. There's something that you're not seeing, and not because you're blind to it. It's because you literally need to learn something new. So maybe you need to learn a new approach to something, a new skill. That there's something that you need to learn. This isn't the kind of thing that, again, that you're not seeing because you're blind to it, or you have to learn something. Now, when we get the Rider energy, look at this Rider. The horse is going forward, starting a new cycle, but this person is still looking in the past. So there really does need to be this release of how you thought things were supposed to be. You know, because there is this looking back at the past, and there is looking at this heart. And heart is the shape of peace, happiness, and desire. Can also represent partnership. So for some of you, some of you may be coming to terms with the fact that your marriage is over. And the financial ramifications that come with that. That's going to be for some of you. For others of you, you're looking back in the past at work that you did at one point, or the vision that you once had of yourself having to do with work. But when we have the messenger energy, it is about moving into the future, because we're receiving a message that we have to do that. There's kind of like no going back to it. You can't. And look at this. We have the Ace of Coins, which is great. This is about a new job, a raise, promotion, new home, new investment, new income coming in somehow. So really good. Now, for those of you, let's say you are in the middle of a lawsuit, right? This could be some sort of also, if it doesn't have to do with any of those things, it can have to do with a new approach to a lawsuit or a new approach to something. We have it working with the Page of Wands, which is this new project, very creative idea. So I have to tell you, I'm loving this, because I feel like some of you guys might be transitioning into something having to do with work that's different than what you did in the past. And even though it's almost like you're sort of mourning what you did in the past, you have everything that you need to move forward. There's some sort of new project, new inspiration. You have this urge to create. Now, for those of you who are in a situation having to do with a lawsuit, I feel like there could be a change in strategy and a new approach here having to do with that. Okay, because, you know, from a historical perspective, you need to have a different approach. Some of you may be dealing with a challenging situation within family, like an inheritance or, some sort of financial situation within family. We have working with the flowers as the center card. The tulips are nice because it's about being recognized in a very positive way, being appreciated. And you're being appreciated by someone. You're being appreciated by someone who's very, very patient, who wants to offer you something. And look at, she's looking at you moving forward. It's like the horse, your future is moving toward her. So this is really good. Oh, Four of Wands, very nice. So this is, one of the marriage or honeymoon cards, right? Reuniting, though, there's this element of reunion. There's this element of home here as well. It's like a homecoming, family, friends. So you might be returning to a job that you did at one point. Some of you may be selling a home and moving back in with friends and family, right? Which it ends up, being the right thing for you right now to save some money. That could certainly be it. And it going well, though. Going well. This is a really good energy because the Four of Wands is all about a firm foundation, which is great. But it's a new path for you. This is definitely a new time for you because this is a Venus and Aries energy. And Venus is about It's about love, yes, okay, but it's about money. It's one of the money planets. It's also the card, the energy of self-esteem and how good we feel about ourselves. And Aries is all about, you guys are all about a fresh path and a new perspective, right? I mean, you guys are ruled by Mars. You guys are the Emperor. So really good. I feel like this is a beautiful offering coming to you from a person. Some of you are going to be moving back home to save money, but there's this offer coming in. I like it a lot. And we have this working with the Page of Swords. And what I like about this is people are talking about you. People are talking about you with the lilies, and people are talking about you with the Page of Swords. But it's in a good way. There's truth here. There's truth. I do like this. Now we have the mask, so some of you might be in the arts, right? Let's just keep it positive from that perspective. But others of you may be in a situation where you're acting as if. You're acting one way, but you're feeling another. Some of you may be feeling called to change jobs, but you don't really have everything set in stone yet with this new opportunity. So you're going in and you're acting as if, and you're doing what you need to do for the time being. For some of you, you may be, not wanting to show all your cards, so to speak, if you're dealing with some sort of lawsuit, and it's all in an attempt to really sort of anchor something, to really solidify something. You don't want to bite your nose off to spite your face, which is a smart idea, but we do have the Two of Swords, so it's time to make a decision, and it's a time to compromise. You got to figure something out here. Yeah, and I do like that we got the Eight of Cups in the reverse. I think this is the only reversal we got in this spread, and this is a better energy in the reverse. This is fully learning from the past. This is also somebody going back to something they did at one point, like something that they felt at home in. So again, some of you can be returning home again to save money right now. That just from a financial perspective, you might be moving in with family, moving back home with parents, something like that. But there is this returning to something, but not give with the mask energy again. I mean, obviously you guys know what that means. It's wearing a mask, right? So there's the true authentic version of yourself is not being shown externally, but sometimes we do that with no malice, but to set our ducks in a row and to figure out what's going on. There's definitely movement going in, like really setting up this next phase of your life here with the boat, which I like very much. A lot of home energy here, though, too. So some of you may be selling a home and getting a new home and feeling at home there. Wherever you, whatever phase you're going into, having to do with money or career, it's really good. We have the Clover energy. High Priestess. Okay, good. Listen. To have this with the Three of Coins, I'm going to read these together because the High Priestess is trusting your intuition. And I feel like this is really important for you to do right now. Trusting your intuition. Don't tell yourself any sort of false narratives, though, Aries. Be honest with yourself about your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities and what you can bring to the table. If you can do that, and I only say that because the High Priestess is connected to the moon. The moon rules the 4th house of Cancer, and that's the house of the stories that we tell ourselves. So you just want to make sure that whatever you are telling yourself is grounded in reality. Nothing wrong with patting yourself on the back, but just make sure that you don't overextend a particular version of yourself out there only for it to snap back and hit you in the face. So you just want to be careful with that. But you are trusting yourself, and I like that, and you're trusting yourself with some sort of new project because the Three of Pentacles is Mars and Capricorn, and this is telling me that there's some sort of like teamwork, collaboration, but something having to do with a skill that you possess. Some sort of craft that you possess. You're going to be working on it, but you may not be telling everybody about it. So maybe you're working on a book in private, a screenplay, some sort of art project, some sort of business where you're setting everything up. You're not really talking to anybody about it, which I highly recommend if you're doing that. I highly recommend. See, this reminds me, and I really never make these readings ever about myself, but this reminds me, the mask with the Three of Coins and the High Priestess, it reminds me when I opened my business many, many years ago. I owned a gym and a wellness facility in Midtown Manhattan for 10 years. But before I did that, I worked somewhere else for like 6-8 months just to sort of like check out the area, locate a space, and then I located a space, and then I needed time to build it out, and I needed time to hire people. The whole time I didn't tell my employer what I was doing because I didn't want them to feel threatened by me. Because I was not going to steal their clientele. I wasn't going to do that. But I didn't want them to have that even in their consciousness, because I'm not about that. I didn't want to put it in there, right? So I kept things on the down low. I acted like just showing up for work, doing my thing, while I very aggressively, whenever I was not there, I was like running 5 blocks, down 57th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue in the city, and I was, building out my business, which I eventually opened. So I kind of have that vibe. Do you know what I'm saying? So apply that where I feel like you're working on something that you want to reveal out to the public, but you're not really talking about it yet. Some of you might even be formulating some sort of lawsuit that's very justified, or trying to get your ducks in a row as far as some sort of settlement, divorce, alimony, child support, whatever it is. But I feel like there's some underground work going on there that's very necessary. Okay. So that's what I have there for you guys for that. Then we're going to go into love. So with the love, this first spread that I'm going to do, it doesn't matter what you're in, whether it's, complicated, married, single, it doesn't really matter. We're going to be just pulling it for all Aries energies, whatever Aries needs to know right now in relationship. And we're going to pull some clarifiers, okay? So we'll pull 4 Wisdom of the Oracles. And then we'll pull your Celtic Cross and somebody that you're dealing with, Celtic Cross. Okay. Building blocks. Okay. Time to go. Here and now. Imagine. Okay. So building blocks are the essence of a relationship, obviously. It's understanding that a strong foundation is completely necessary for there to be a successful relationship. So what does that mean? Compromise, empathy, everybody showing up equally. Maybe not in the same way, but equally. Okay. Hearing each other. You know what you need in a relationship, or maybe you will be actively figuring that out right now. Let's see what comes out in the tarot. Okay. Let's pull all the energy. So we have the Queen of Cups and the 10 of Wands. All right. Aries. So Queen of Cups is Gemini and Cancer energy, and it's about really understanding what it is that and communicating what you need to feel good in a relationship, what you need to feel very safe and secure. This really is a beautiful card. I mean, it's about nurturing, healing, supportive, right? That sounds like a really good building block. But then we have the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is stress, exhaustion, too many burdens. It's too many burdens. So I feel like the building blocks are not being handled evenly in relationship right now. Now, for those of you who are single, you may be single because you had this 10 of Wands moment, and you're really getting in touch with what you want, need, and desire in order to feel very safe and secure, and what building blocks are required by you to feel good in a relationship. For those of you in a relationship, it seems like there might be some trouble. You guys might be having a challenge here, because this is the card of overwhelm, the card of the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is Saturn and Sagittarius. Sagittarius wants to move forward. Let's go. I want to go here. I want to go there. Let's just move forward with integrity. And Saturn's like, no, restrictions, delay. Saturn rules time. It's Chronos. So this is like have been building up over time. So what's being brought into question here really is how strong are the building blocks of your relationship if you guys are in something right now. And we have time to go. That's being clarified by the Princess of Cups. So this is a new love coming in. And then we have the Chariot. Chariot is about action and change, moving away from toxicity to go towards your metaphorical home space. Quite literally, right? Because in astrology, Chariot is Cancer, okay? It's the Cancer energy, which represents home, strong foundation. Meaning whatever path you're on or have been on, the way in which you were on it, at least the way, is not meant for your higher good. But here we have here and now, stuck between the past and the present and the need to stay in the moment. You see past here, past, future. Did I say past and present? I meant past and future. So it's like really trying to just stay in the moment, tapping into your intuition. But again, right, what I say about that High Priestess energy, because it is connected to the moon, you want to make sure that you're telling yourself some super honest narratives, right, within yourself. There's somebody inside of you to check you, to check your facts, right? But we have this, and we have this working with the Six of Cups in reverse. This is the only reversal we have here. And this is about living in the past and being a little naive, having unrealistic expectations about something. Glorifying somebody in the rearview mirror. So you might be looking back at the past, putting bells and whistles on somebody who does not deserve it, to be honest with you. But your High Priestess is really sort of, again, trusting yourself. Trying to trust yourself, trying to stay in the moment. But I do feel like some of you are going to be holding out to get back with somebody that you were with at some point. We have the idea of imagine, and it's connected to the moon. So really get inside of yourself. You see this little string, right, that she's holding on. And that's where the illumination is going up towards the moon. Get in touch with what it is that you really want. What do you really want from relationship, Aries? So we have this idea of temperance. You want balance and harmony. You really need to be with somebody who's patient, because you know you could be a big go-getter, right? But this is about self-control, moderation. But it really, more than anything, it's about compromise and having this understanding. We have this working with the Seven of Cups, though. Too many choices, commitment issues. At the end of the day, there is a commitment issue going on here within the idea of relationship. So this could be informing this energy of it's time to go. And the choices here is somebody new coming in, Aries. So this could be somebody that you knew once upon a time, where they're circling back around and you feeling like you need to leave where you are right now in order to reconnect with them. Could be. Okay, let's see what your Celtic crossbred. Let's just use the good old Rider-Waite for you guys. Two of Cups, King of Wands. Okay. I mean, you seem like you're in a healthy space, right? We have the Three of Cups coming into this energy in the past. Three of Cups is just, celebrating, being, surrounded by people who are very supportive. This can be celebrating a relationship, celebrating, being single, right? I mean, but it's this idea, regardless of how you look at it, it's certainly this energy of definitely being supported. The Three of Cups follows the Two of Cups, which we have as the situation right now. The situation right now here, this is for you. There is this idea of romantic love, partnership, proposal of something, like let's do something, let's get married, let's have a child, let's move in together, let's do whatever, fill in the blank. But it's a conversation, right? It's a conversation going on where you guys are deciding that you're going to do this, right? That you're going to move forward in a certain way. Is being, it's working with the complemented by the King of Wands energy. King of Wands is a very courageous energy. It really is. And it's having that conversation about what you guys need to feel, being really honest about what you need to feel very secure and safe, but also addressing the passion in the relationship. Okay? So right now, to me, what I'm seeing here is, as this situation, it's this conversation about your marriage. It's this conversation about your relationship. but really being very open about what you need to feel safe and secure. There's a lot of passion here, though. There's definitely a lot of passion here for you as far as relationship goes. Now, for those of you who are single, you're hanging with your friends and you're meeting somebody and you're having this important conversation. Because you could, 3 of Cups could definitely be a single card, like partying with your friends kind of thing. And then current situation here, at the end of the month, we have this 2 of Cups. The best to be achieved from this particular circumstance here is the Strength energy. And the Strength is about self-love, unconditional love, self-respect, being brave, doing something scared. The Strength energy also, it's a Leo energy. It's also the need to stroke somebody's ego in relationship, because somebody is feeling very vulnerable. So you may need your ego stroked. They may need theirs. It's not a big deal, but it's something that you're going to find probably needs to happen here as well. But as well, Strength indicating the 5th house energy as well, because it's Leo, has to do with falling in love and romance. So there's definitely romance is the best to be achieved out of this, but it's like this falling in love, this love affair kind of thing. There's definitely a love affair kind of energy. So maybe not an old one, because that 5th house is not really marriage, that kind of, it's more like love affairs, that process of falling in love. We have the foundation here, the reason for the reading, feeling very, very self-protective right now. I feel like some of you, first of all, are in a space where you're desiring this long-term security in relationship. Some of you may be in that space. Some of you may not want to leave a relationship because of money. Others of you are feeling very, very self-protective in relationship. Yeah. Now, 6 of Cups means you may have the opportunity to reunite with somebody that you were once involved with, but it doesn't have to mean that. It certainly can be that, but it can also indicate you meeting somebody new who maybe you knew, used to work with, used to go to school with, whatever, or you brand new person, but you feel like you've met them before. And I typically understand that to be like a past life connection kind of thing. Really nice, though. This is really great that it did not come up in the reverse. It came up in the upright, which tells me that there's some sort of gift attached to this, even if it's just the relationship itself. But there's this reconnection. There's this reconnection. I feel like some of you are reconnecting with somebody that you were once with. And we have the Lovers energy, external influence affecting you. And this is the Lovers, which is Gemini. And this is the need to make a decision and a choice. And if you do, because look, we have the clouds here, so nothing's perfect, right? This is recognition. They're not holding hands yet. This is looking at each other and understanding what we have is imperfect. There are holes and fissures in our foundation, but we can work at it if we do it together to work through the clouds with the blessing of Archangel Raphael and the luminary of the sun. But we have to agree together to do it. Okay? And so I see this is like the external influence affecting you. But what's so crazy to me is that the hope, this is a hope and fear, but for some of you this is a fear. The Ace of Cups, which is a new relationship. Now for some of you, this could be a new baby. This could be a marriage. So for some of you, you might be reconnecting with somebody and they're like, come on, let's get married. And you're like, oh, I want to be with you, but I don't know if I want to get married. Or, oh, I want to be in this, but I don't know if I want a baby. Right? Some of you can be in that space, or you're actually afraid of reconnecting with somebody. You're afraid, even though you're single, you want to get involved with this person, you're afraid. Some of you may be in that space. Others of you who are in a relationship, it does seem like you're trying to find that romance again. You're trying to get in touch. If you've been together for a very long time, there's no question between the Strength card and the 6 of Cups that you were trying to tap into a more innocent part of your relationship, really trying to find that the innocence and remember why you guys fell in love in the first place, right? So the fear here, though, is with this Ace of Cups, it is that idea of starting over. Somebody's afraid, though, to propose something, to suggest something. That, you know, but at the same time, that is also the hope position. So the hope is this new relationship. The hope is a child, marriage, everything I said. So you're going to apply it to your life as you see fit. Now, we have in the near future, fabulous, 9 of Cups, wishes coming true, material abundance. This is really great. This is a very good energy. And then the final outcome, the 8 of Wands, is really good news coming in, and it incites very quick changes. Speedy action, quick changes, almost like a frenetic energy kind of thing. So if somebody's afraid to propose something, it gets proposed. So you might be afraid that some sort of proposal isn't going to come in, and it comes in. You might be afraid to actually incite the proposal. You do, and it goes well. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the 8 of Wands is really good. It's a fast energy. It's based on positive information coming in that incites a positive change moving forward. But I do have to say something for those of you in a weird space, because for some of you, you may be in this space within a relationship though, but what's happening here is you're communicating what you want, need, and desire in a relationship. But yet there's this other sort of falling in love romantic energy that comes in that's from your past. But you are at the same time very concerned about, like I mentioned before, money or whatever. And so there is this energy surrounding you though. This external influence affecting you is not you. It's surrounding you, or it's being offered to you. So somebody may want to really work at the relationship. That could be it. Or this could be your desire for a new relationship. And hearing from somebody from your past. Oh my gosh, my head is like jamming right now. My back is hot as fire. So many messages coming in. I feel like there were 4 tracks of messages here. I hope I didn't confuse you guys. Listen, but at the end of the day, regardless of whatever situation, wish fulfillment, good news coming in, incites a change. But how that path is going to look from here to there, that's going to depend on the choices that you end up making. You know, as you progress along, because none of you are going to handle it exactly the same. That could be silly. So let's see what's going on with this energy that you're dealing with. Energy. Here, just dealing with Sun, Moon, rising, Venus. Wheel. Mm-hmm. They got 6 of Cups in the same spot as you. This is like a very profound reading. Wow. All right. So in the past, Tower. First of all, if you're single, they're coming out of something. So just know that. Right? So if they're single, got the Wheel here is a situation right now. They're willing to take the chance. They want to offer you with the 2 of Cups, this proposal, this relationship, right? But the thing is, the best that can be achieved in the circumstances for those of you who are single, understand that they're not going to be their full authentic self. This person is not being their full authentic self. 7 of Swords. See, the 7 of Swords, yeah, it's about theft, betrayal, dishonesty, running away from something. So maybe they ran away from something. But it's also a mask-wearing energy as well. You know, it's acting as if, right? Because it's Moon in Aquarius. Moon is, I feel one way, and Aquarius is different than I'm showing you kind of thing. So that is the best to be achieved for those of you. Let's just do a little run through for those of you who are single. So we have as the foundation here, we have Chariot is moving away from something, some sort of toxicity. So we have the Tower, which is always something ending that was not good for us. And then we have this idea of right now, their foundation and their motivation is understanding that they moved away from something that was toxic. Okay, so we have this now working with the 6 of Cups, We already discussed this with you. It's the same idea. Either, you guys, this person was in a relationship with somebody in their past. Maybe they're returning to somebody from their past, Aries. It could be that. It could be them, reconnecting with somebody new. Or if you guys are broken up, it could be reconnecting with you. The energy that's surrounding them, though, is the external influence, is the justice energy, which is about the truth coming out, there being a win-win situation and fairness being had based on the truth and the reality of the situation. But it's like the truth is coming out. So wherever the truth is being withheld here, it does seem like it's going to end up coming out. So some of you may be reconnecting. Okay. You may be dealing with an energy who is, if the situation is over between the two of you, they're meeting somebody who they feel like they've met before, or somebody from their past. This is what I'm getting. And this idea, they have to end up telling the truth. They're hoping to have success here, but they're also fearing having success. The judgment energy is, taking themselves off the hook for whatever happened and just staying totally in the mental, being very strategic in how they handle something. So a little bit of a chilly energy, I can say. All right, let's go back around and let's talk about those of you who are in a complicated situation, or if you're even together. The Tower could be a couple of things. The Tower is always the sort of unwanted, because it's uncomfortable, upheaval, where something needs to be brought down as it was known to be true, right? So an end of a relationship, an end of whatever, fill in the blank, but can also be the end to a way of thinking. So the person that you're dealing with may have had this wild epiphany regarding your relationship, regarding you. Where they decided that it was time to end it. They decided that it was something that no longer resonated with them. And not because they wanted to, but because they felt like they put in a lot of hard work in the relationship and it just wasn't working. That's typically, because for the Tower to happen, there have to be a lot of red flags and a lot of signs ignored. So really is the energy of trying to really work very hard at something that just ultimately was not going to work. So right now, their situation within the relationship, right, we have the wheel, and the wheel is all about a turning point and taking a chance on something. We have this crossed by the Two of Cups, which is about proposing something. It's about marriage. It's about romantic love. It's about partnership. So they're definitely in that space with you. But the Seven of Swords energy is, they may be saying that they want to work it out, but they're not really going to work it out, because the best to be achieved is running away and them ending it. If there was this, okay, that's it, I don't want to be in this anymore, I want to divorce, or I want to end this, whatever it is, I don't believe there are any absolutes, even though it's a major arcana. I just don't believe that. So there could be that, okay? I am getting that. And then they're just being this, like, leaving the toxicity behind and them connecting with somebody who they used to be involved with the Six of Cups. And the Justice energy, to keep in mind, Justice is a Libra energy. Libra rules the 7th house of partnerships, which is the house of marriage as well, and serious partnerships. And the truth coming out, and there being a win-win situation had. So there could, this could definitely be an energy of like a breakup here, and things being, treated fairly ultimately, right? They want success. They're hoping for it. They also have a fear of that, though, which is interesting. In the near future, we have the Judgment energy, which is about clarity, a final decision, a wake-up call, recognizing, this rules the past as well, right? This is a Pluto energy, and it's recognizing that whatever happened in the past, everybody did the best that they knew how in the moment. Maybe poor choices were made. Okay, fine. But now it's time to let it go. And it's not to forgive and forget kind of thing. It's to forgive, to release, right? Look at the release. It's to forgive, to release, because, nobody ever has anything to gain by holding on to the bitterness, the anger, and all of that stuff. Easier said than done, I know, but there is this release, right? And then the final outcome energy is the King of Swords, which is just like total strategy here, right? What makes sense? What makes sense? Capricorn and Aquarius. All right, now what do we have to do to work out this situation into the future? So this could be deciding, okay, we need to work out some sort of amicable divorce, staying very in the mental, not allowing their emotions to wash over them. So that's definitely going to be the case for many of you. You know, for yeah. Now, for others of you who've been together for a very long time and nobody's going anywhere, I do see that you guys are in a weird space where that you definitely ended a certain cycle. There definitely needed to be a change in thought, a change in thinking. Now, they could have felt like you needed to do this. The relationship just could not continue the way it was. Maybe it wasn't equitable, whatever it was. And now there is this wanting to start over, taking the chance, but really trying to work through that Seven of Swords energy, work through, you know, how they feel. But that is the best that you can expect from the situation right now, you know. But there is this moving away from whatever was toxic here, trying to find the innocence and the fairness in the relationship, having some sort of fair exchange. But having the success, releasing the past, letting that go, and then really figuring out what's necessary in order to move it forward. So that would be relevant for those of you who are in a relationship, nobody's going anywhere, you know. Definitely an uncomfortable cycle that you guys are in, there's no question about it. So let's pull some oracles. We'll start with the Island Time Wellness. And then we'll pull some tarot for clarification. Grim Reaper is the center energy. Okay. Talking, interesting, conversing more. Awaited message arrives. Text, call, email, hovering. Date, meeting someone new. Dating, getting back out there. Plans, set a date. The Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. Heart with the key. Welcoming love. Meeting the one. Open your heart. Getting together. Perfect. Camera. Reminiscing. Perception. Learning from past. Learning from the past. Okay. Let's see what you guys are going to be talking about. All right, yeah, I mean, you guys are going to get together and talk about this Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, which is about family conflicts, you know. Could be if you guys were married or if you were, you know, together for a very long time, talking about the conflicts, talking about the issues, talking about how something ended, right? Because the Ten of Pentacles is about maturity. So, you know, the maturing of a relationship is about family. So when we have it in reverse, it's sort of like, okay, what do we, you know, and then we have this with the Hierophant energy. So for a lot of you guys, this can be indicative of quite literally talking about a divorce. Others of you talking about the challenges in the marriage and then making the decision to honor the relationship, to honor the sacred in the relationship. You know, talking about it, is that even possible? But then the next energy we have is date, meeting someone new, dating, getting back out there, Aries. And we have this with the Mother of Pentacles. So this is a very resourceful energy, very fertile energy. This is meeting somebody who really either, you know, it has their act together when it comes to money. They understand connection within relationship, or this could just be you. But I feel like this is a new energy that you're meeting. Yeah, and then we have this working with the Death card. Big changes right now. This is all about moving on, rebirthing yourself, and transforming with this new energy. Because we have the Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. We have this working with the Hermit energy. The Hermit energy is all about going it alone because something was not meant for you. That it not your rightful path, whatever it was that you were on. But at the same time, what is the Hermit energy? It's Virgo, it's problem solving, it's going within for clarity, this quest for personal illumination, and just really what is your truth. And I see we got some confusion going on here for sure. Indecision, right? Information overload, lots of thoughts going everywhere, right? But that's the center energy. And we have heart with a key, welcoming love, meeting the one, opening your heart, getting together perfect. We have that working with the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is about being very self-sufficient, focusing on, now for some of you, this could be totally focusing on your work, your finances, right? Doing your thing, what you have to do. Welcoming somebody, right? Now you can maybe meeting them at work. You could be meeting them at work. If this has nothing to do with money, this is really focusing on what it is that you want, need, and desire in relationship. Like, what do you need in relationship? You might not like what you come up with, but if it's your truth, and just embrace that. And then we have Ace of Wands, which is all about, meeting this new passion, this new motivation. It's this new path. Could also be this urge to create. So a lot of you guys might be in the space of realizing that you want to, create a relationship, create a life, create a foundation, create, anything like that. Have a baby, anything like that. We have the final card here is Camera, reminiscing, keepsake, learning from the past. We have this with the set with the Chariot. Chariot is about, again, it's moving away. It's action and change, moving away from the toxicity. Moving away from any toxicity. And then we have the World. Wow, this has been, I feel like I've gone around the world with this reading. This is about completing a lesson. Lesson learned. So Aries, I have to tell you, I feel like if you're in relationship, you guys are not in a good space. There may be other energies that are entertained for many of you, and many of you may be missing, reminiscing, learning from the past, and there being this reconnection. And this, because the World is a Saturn energy, so this indicates there was a lot of time put into something. Saturn is time, and it was difficult, but it's done now. That lesson is done. Okay, so that's what they're going to be for some of you. Others of you, it's lesson learned from the past. Learn my lesson. Learn from the past. Now it's time to move away from anything that's toxic and get myself a nice, healthy relationship, possibly with this Mother of Pentacles. No, gender's not specific here. And some of you might be going with other people and coming back to each other, but I do see a lot of you guys just sort of moving on. Moving on. Difficult energy, there's no question. Transformation. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. Yeah. We could think ourselves into such messes, right? And then we have transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. I mean, this can have to do with any variation of relationship. Whether you're fixing something or you're meeting somebody new. It does seem like you're going to end up in a good place. Lessons learned, Aries. Lessons learned in love, for sure. Okay, my friends, I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.